breezy, Harlech Beach, northwest Wales. So the wind's taking my voice here. Setting sun there. It's a nice beach this, about 3 miles long. Congregate around the town of Harlech, down to the beach. I've got to set my yet. So it's only about 6 o'clock. It'll be dark at 9, just after 9, so I'll pitch up about 8 o'clock. There's no chance then of bumping into anyone, or anyone bumping into me. Quite these dunes, and it's hard work actually going up these sandy tracks, especially when you've got a rucksack on your back. So I'm just going to go down to the beach now and have a mooch about. Lots of these sea urchins, what remains of them. There's a few of these old sea urchin shells on the sand. I came down that bit of a gully there. My footprints in the sand there. I'm going to camp back at the dunes. I was going to camp on the dune, but I found a nice little spot actually to pitch the tent. But with this breeze, I think the tent might be buried under sand by the morning. So I'll pitch up beyond the dunes. There's a bit of some flat turf over there. I'll exploit that. That's quite a good find. It's cuttle bow of a cuttlefish. You put these inside their cages with cage birds, and they keeps the beak sharp and gives them a bit of calcium as well. I'll keep that. I've decided to avoid the wind as much as possible, and I've just nipped at the back of these sand dunes. It's quite sheltered from the wind here, still a bit breezy. It's about 99% better than it is on the top there. It's just about 8 p.m. So my psychology is that no one's going to come onto these dunes mooching about. It's actually quite difficult to get down here. There's very few sandy tracks down, and they're quite steep, and they're even steeper down to the beach. This fence line here goes right behind me, and go around this way. It runs all the way to the back of the dunes, and the dunes that way go for about a quarter of a mile. There's some nice places to pitch over there, nice clean grassy bits. However, there's a big herd of cows on the dunes over there. I think it's some conservation thing, breaking up the ground and manure it and all that business. I'm not bothered by cows, but they might want to bother me. If they get wind of me, they only come sniffing round. I don't want anything trampled, or having things sniff me in the middle of the night. So I've decided to stay this side of the fence, and as you can see, this fence goes for quite some way, probably about 2 miles, and probably another half a mile there's a fence which goes inland that way. That big mountain in the background, by the way, is one called Moylwyn Mawr. Anyone wants to sort of get the bearings on this. There's one little pathway down there which I've messed up, and give a bit more shelter. I'm going to fry up a couple of eggs and sausages in a minute. I've done that with my little stove. Give it a bit more shelter. So it's dead easy to straighten up. It's on a slight slope at the moment. I'll sort that out in a minute. Light it up, and I'll get the sausages on the go. The egg. Well, it's just about midnight and time to turn in. Not sure how much sleep I'll get tonight. It's quite breezy out. It's really blowing on the seaward side of the sand dunes. Not too bad here, but it's still quite breezy, and its head's really rattling. So we'll see about quality of sleep. It's an interesting little camp, really. The problem with the sand dunes, of course, is I would strongly advise anyone, if they're going to camp in sand dunes, try and pick weather that isn't windy, as I've been up and down the sand dunes there, and the footprints are made in the loose sand. An hour later they were gone. There's more sand blown over them. Even the vegetation outside here has got a coating of sand. I mean, that's how sand dunes are formed, of course. The wind blowing the loose sand, and trapping against vegetation, and it builds up and builds up. But as I said earlier, to pitch my tent in the sand dunes on the top, which is actually really what I wanted to do, I'd have been buried under sand by the morning. I think everything would have been covered in sand. It's quite difficult, really. Boots are full of sand. There's sand inside the tent, there's sand in the sleeping bag. So it is what it is. So sound of the 60s again in the background. So I think I'll get my head down now and see what the morning brings. No rain's forecast, so that's always a bonus. We'll see. Tide's about 7. Starts to come back in again then. Oyster catchers there. Still very breezy. I noticed yesterday all these razor clam shells. There's lots of them a bit further up the beach there, and that tells me that there's razor clams near the low tide mark. But I brought some salt with me in case I found some telltale entrance holes. Pour salt on them and they come out. It's too saline for them. Would have been a nice addition to my breakfast, but the tide hasn't dropped far enough. You need the highest tide, and they'll go out the furthest then. Gently. Well, the morning after the night before. Just the uneventful night really. Didn't get much sleep. So windy. It was just flapping about all night. Noisy. So put that down to experience. I'm glad I went to the back of the dunes. I went up to the beach area. The wind was really whipping up the sand. It was stinging. So it was actually getting into my mouth, my ears, my eyes. Hit the skin and stinging. So I made the right decision there.